G'day peeps, Human Technical Readout, and today we're going to talk about what is a 325 game, and we're going to discuss the lights, or rather light mechs, that are eligible for a 325 game, because not all mechs across the gambit are appropriate for 325. So we'll define what is a 325 game. When Battle Droids Battletech first came out, the narrative year was 325. Or the year 3025, and this appellation is stuck for the games in that era. No advanced tech pre-Great Death, Helm, Memory Core. The struggles of the late Third Succession War are a hard slug without all the different options of the engines, heat sinks, weapons, electronics, and they're not available. So the tech base has been referred to as 325, level 1, or currently introductory rules level. Coincidentally not. The game of armored combat is all introductory level rules. Today I'll be looking at all the light mechs, as I said before, and their variants. I'll be doing this series for the mediums, heavies, and assaults as well. So what is a light mech? And by light I mean they weigh between 20 and 35 tons. Actually, one of them weighs 15, or one of the variants weighs 15, which is just weird, and we don't really get down to 15s until like Dark Age, but that's another story altogether. Basically, we're going to go between the lights and their variants used in 325, all the introductory set. I will add that if a mech has a house variant, then it will have a letter at the end of the designator corresponding to the house, i.e. D for Davian, M for Marek, and so on. There is one exception to that, and I'll mention it when I get to it. So we got 20 tons. The Flea designator is 16, and then below that is all 325. It currently in Succession Wars HTRO, and for 328 it was rare, Wolf's Dragoons only, but common after that because it started production post for Succession War, during and post for Succession War. Flea variants include the Flea 4 with a rear firing flamer, large laser, and 2 small lasers to the front. Flea 15. Flamer in the center torso front, 2 small lasers in the rear, 2 machine guns and 2 medium lasers in the front. Hornet 151, most recently in the 3039 TRO, uncommon after 2990, and Davian, but salvage, basically Leo and Kurita could have it. Locust, Succession Wars TRO, common to every successor state. Every successor state had one factory of that. Anything from 1, LCT1? Yeah, I'm going off memory. So anything with the designator 1 is 3025 appropriate. E, which is 2 medium lasers and 2 small lasers. Basically it's a Mercury, but shh. M, this is the Davian variant that's got an M. I'm pretty sure this was written for the 3025, the original 3025 Technical Readout, and they hadn't got their designators down right. Then the S, it's got 2 SRM 2 packs instead of the machine guns and less armor. Mercury 98, basically 3039 Technical Readout, and that's rare because it's basically a survivor of there were no factories and only Comstar had it at the time in numbers. So the Singer 3R 3039, and it's common. Pretty much most houses had a factory for it, and the other alternative is the 3G, which had 3 medium lasers instead of the medium laser and the 2 machine guns. So the Thorn S 3039, rare. It's another 2750 like the Mercury, and basically it was rare because it didn't have a factory, but anybody could take it. Actually, all of these, I got to mention, anyone can have them. So while they may be rare, it's not impossible to have one if you want to have one in your force, be it mercenary or house. Uncommon Kurita, but again, salvage is possible. Federated Commonwealth, and of course you could have an original survivor from the Star League era. Wasp 1A 3039, common. There's a Davian variant, there's a Kurita variant, there's a Leia variant, a Wolf's Dragoons variant. Davian variant is Flamer, 2 small lasers and a medium laser, and the Kurita version gets an extra half ton of armor, drops the from 2, and grabs a full ton of machine gun ammo, 1 machine gun. And the Leia variant drops the medium laser and puts in an SRM 4. Wolf's Dragoons pull out all the original weaponry and put in small lasers. Right, 25 tonners. We've only got 2. The Commando 2D, the current Technical Readout is Succession Wars. It's a Steiner, common, but pretty much everyone's got it because it's been like one of the first mechs ever, so basically anyone can have it. Mongoose 67, uncommon because it doesn't have a factory. It's one of those Technical-Readout 2750 ones. Don't have, although wait a minute, I think they may have a Kurita factory in the retcon, but yeah, it's uncommon. Great mech, but uncommon. Okay, in the 30 tonners, Falcon 4N, Succession Wars, mostly Wolf Dragoons, though there are survivors supposedly in the inner sphere, and Comstar have them as well. So Firefly, another Succession War, Wolf Dragoons, unique to Wolf Dragoons, but of course salvage, because Wolf Dragoons since they appeared in the inner sphere, they've fought for and against everybody. So Hermes 1A, this is the 30-ton version. Once again, Succession Wars, a 2750 original. It's rare and Murray because they had the factory at one point. I'm not sure if they kept going with it. Of course, they reworked it into the Hermes 2, which is a much better sort of, depending on your Murrickness, more capable. I'll go with Hermes 2. So then we're going on to the Hussar, the 300D. Again, Technical-Readout Succession Wars, rare, one of those Comstar ones, but once again, they do have survivors throughout the Succession Wars. Javelin 10N Succession Wars, common in Davian, uncommon everywhere else. I'm not sure if they've got a factory or they just have a refit post 3050. It's not particularly clear, the Davians that is. And then there is a refit called the 10F, which is the Fire Javelin, which pulls out the SRM6s and puts in 4 medium lasers and 2 extra heat sinks, which covers the tonnage, yes. Then there is a Spider 5V in Succession Wars. It's uncommon, but you look at any official list, like the pre-4 Succession War battle force of the 7th Chrysos Lancers, and there is at least probably 2 Lancers of them for a supposedly rare-ish mech. It's pretty funny, actually. And there's also the 5K. Instead of 2 medium lasers, it's got 2 machine guns and a medium laser. And the Spider 5, the Davian version, has a flamer instead of a medium laser. Great for infantry, not so good for mech hunting. Maybe, unless he's over here.
The urban mech.
The R60, common to Leo, but uncommon everywhere else. I mean, even the 3028 roster of the Kellhounds even has an urban mech. So, yeah, but it's common to Leo. There's a variant, the 60L, or R60L, which has got an AC20 instead of an AC10. Pretty much strips a lot of stuff out that could have been stripped out by the heatsink, but The Valkyrie QA 3039, common Davian, uncommon everywhere else, because pretty much Davian's fought everybody else and basically everyone else has got salvage out of it. So QF is a thing, it's got a flamer instead of the medium lasers with the LRM10. The Fire B 2B, technically it's extinct by the 3rd Succession War, but you know, you can have it if you want. I like it. It's got boing, it's got missiles, it can use infernos. I love it. Large laser, what's not to like? In fact, I even have one. Firestarter 9H, Succession Wars, uncommon to rare depending on where you're at. Steiner has a factory, and there's a Mirage variant which has got small lasers instead of something. The Jenna JR7D, Succession Wars, common Kurita, uncommon everywhere else because of the salvage, because Kurita's been everywhere. Like, it goes everywhere. The Jenna F, there's a very rare variant that doesn't exist apparently with a large laser, but the main variant is the Jenna F, which has got pulls out the SRM4 and puts armor on, which makes it a much harder mech, and it's great. I love it. Jenna has a Kurita factory. Oscout, Succession War, but it's rare everywhere. No factories. Panther 9R, common Kurita, uncommon everywhere else, because again, Kurita's a slut and goes everywhere, so salvage everywhere. The Raven 1X, only Leo for 3025 during the 4th Succession War. However, during the 4th Succession War, Davian picked up a lot of salvage and converted it into the 1D or something with a large laser and more armor and stuff, and kind of made it a decent mech without the electronics. Interesting enough, the 7.5 tons of electronic warfare actually has rules, which I've finally found, which basically means that it's ECM and a Beagle probe with one less range than an actual Beagle probe and ECM unit. Of course, the ECM doesn't actually do anything without anybody else having electronics. So, you know, however, you could house rule something like a +2 or give it stealth armor or something like that to make it more competitive, because it really is a terrible mech to start with. It looks cool, but yeah, for Succession War. Oh, where's the Raven? Hopefully that's in Succession War, or it's definitely 3039 Technical Readout. Yeah, so going on to Warfound. Succession Wars is his current home. After 3028, Steiner, but the Kellhounds and Wolf Dragoons field tested it, and by 3039, all the houses had at least one example through salvage. Apparently, there's Wolfhound variants where the back laser points forward, which just makes more heat, which is what you don't need in the Wolfhound because it's overheating already, particularly after an Alpha Strike to get. So that's the end of the light mechs that you can play legally in 325. I mean, you can play the 2750 mechs with the endo steels and the double heatsinks and the PPCs and the LBXs and whatever, but those are the ones that are legal by introductory rules. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy this video, please like it and subscribe for more details like this and a whole lot more. I have been rather slack in the last couple of months because I've been sick. Microphones, oh my god, so many microphones, and trying to get a proper microphone. I think I've got one now. Only cost me only 28 bucks Australian, which is pretty neat. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did, but if you did pick up something that I've missed, feel free to go, hey, you missed it. And I'll go, wow, I missed it. And then probably make a correction at some point. So yeah, any Battletech is good Battletech, so take what you can get. Oh yeah. Have a good one. HTRO out.